Hello everyone, it's David again. We are on Babylon 5, Season 5, Episode 16, and all my dreams torn asunder. Hate it when your dreams are sundered and torn. Ooh, bad thing to have happen, right? President Sheridan and Dolan are worried about the upcoming council meeting because they know that it most likely will result in a declaration of war. Either by the Centauri, on the Centauri, for the Centauri, because of the, in care of the Centauri. At any rate, Londo Mollari and Veer are prevented by Zach Allen and security from entering the council chambers. Would it have made a difference if they were there? I don't know. Don't know. Don't think even Londo could bluster his way out of this one. At any rate, Delenn says, "We will show you proof that the Centauri Republic is responsible for these attacks." Kind of reminds me, that I put in my notes, don't believe everything you hear and only half of what you see. Because as we all know, were the Centauri responsible? Well, in a nebular sort of way they were. Technically it was the Drac using shadow technology, but we don't find that out for a little while later. So why all this rush to war now all of a sudden? If you're going to come to the conclusion, the logical conclusion, well, sometimes you just have to wait. But nobody wants to wait. Everyone wants to, blame, name and shame. Name and shame. Shame on you, Londo Mollari and Centauri Republic. Now you owe us reparations, because reparations have always worked. Like when we demanded reparations of the Germans during World War I. Worked really great. Prevented us from having to ever fight another European land conflict. Wow. At any rate, we cue the entrance. We start off, Dr. Franklin begins testimony. Michael Garibaldi continues the testimony, and Jakar brings Londo to testify. And he says, Londo, you also have to remember too, even you were concerned. All of a sudden, your government's showing undue interest in all these transports, when they were coming, when they were going. Why your government wasn't spooling down the weapons of war after the Shadow War was over with. You cranked up your defense spending. Now, I granted you probably didn't realize it was this far gone, but you had to know something was up. As we conclude, Lanier plays his recording in front of the full council. And in front of Londo, checkmate, pal. You just got cornered. And you can't wiggle your way out of this one, or can he? Because as we all know, the Centauri ultimately are not the ones responsible, but we gotta hold someone to account. And of course the Narns just would love to get their ounce of revenge on the Centauri. President Sheridan tells Londo Mollari that until Centauri Prime acknowledges, apologizes, and pays reparation, there will be a blockade on Centauri Prime. Is he justified in the reaction? I think he kind of painted himself into a corner, but at the same time, someone was responsible for this, and someone had to pay the price. If Londo was that concerned, maybe he should have brought it up to Sheridan, saying, hey, there's something going on in my government, then I can't figure it out. Can you maybe use some of your resources to figure out what's going on? But Londo just kept it quiet, all to himself, as I'm sure he's probably been trained since a little child to react that way. Don't bring outsiders in to Centauri problems, to Centauri politics. Centauri Prime's response is that it's all fake news and they are withdrawing from the alliance. Garibaldi is passed out in his room. Zach Allen walks in and confronts him about being drunk, and Zach Allen does one of the worst things you can do to a drunk, and that's help them cover up. Okay? I can tell you, as somebody who's a recovering alcoholic, don't let him talk you into doing that. There's a wonderful group called Al-Anon, not Alcoholics Anonymous, but it's a support group for people who are friends or family members. So if you have trouble, or if you know someone who has trouble with alcohol or drugs, I will go ahead and put their 800 number and try and get a link to their website in the description box. So, any rate, President Sheridan wants Michael Garibaldi to coordinate the military response. Why? You know, you're head of the military response. Take the information, have it sent directly to you, and you coordinate the response. Because every time you add somebody in, especially someone, and Sheridan even said he had his suspicions something was going on with Garibaldi, why are you setting him up now for failure? And of course, as most alcoholics we do, we are just so great at putting ourselves at the center of attention and then failing spectacularly when we try and shoulder too much responsibility. Michael Garibaldi's passed out when a group of Centauri engaged Drazi war vessels as well as White Star number 43. President Sheridan has what we call a meltdown. Damn you for asking, and damn me for promising, and damn us all to damnation. It's what we call in the nursing profession a conniption fit. And that is a technical diagnosis. Go ahead and write that down. Londo Mollari and Jakar are thrown into prison for planetary security reasons. So, I think this episode is a good reminder. Don't believe everything you hear and only half of what you see. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next episode.